everyone, my name is Christy and welcome to day 142 of trying a new makeup product every day. Today I'm going to be trying out another Femme Couture foundation. This is their Get Flawless 8-in-1 foundation. So I picked this up the other day from Sally Beauty Supply. It retails for $10.99 and what it claims to be is a color corrector, moisturizer, primer, concealer, foundation, and dries to a powder. So this foundation really claims to do it all. I got this in the shade Fair, and unfortunately they only carry this foundation in 8 shades. Recently on my channel I tried out the Femme Couture Rose All Day foundation and I've actually been really loving this. I really love how it wears on my skin throughout the day. I've been on the search for another good foundation, so I wanted to try this one out because the fact that it has 8-in-1, all of those different features in this one foundation really sounded appealing to me. Pretty cute packaging. I like frosted glass, matte black pump. This doesn't claim like a level of coverage, like if it's full, light, medium, so we're gonna find out. You know what's crazy? 8-in-1 and they couldn't have thrown in an SPF. Like, that could have made it 9-in-1 to just throw in some sunscreen. That's so strange to me that they wouldn't add some sort of sun protection in a foundation, especially a foundation that claims to be multifunctional. So right now I have nothing on my face. I didn't even prime my face because I want to see how this works since it does claim to also be a primer. Wow, okay, so I took 2 pumps to the back of my hand and that's barely giving me any coverage. I was only able to do like my cheeks and my chin. I still have a whole other half of my face and this so far is looking like light coverage, so I'm going to need to build it up. I will say this fair shade does work pretty well on my skin at my most fair, and then if I want to make it a little darker I'll go ahead and add my NYX foundation drops that I have in the shade Mocha when I need to make a foundation darker to match like my sunless tanning. Okay, so my whole face is now covered in a light layer of this 8-in-1 foundation and it's definitely not full coverage. I'm gonna go back in and try and build it up and we'll see how it does. So it feels like no matter how much I'm layering onto my cheeks, I'm not able to fully cover the redness, and this does claim to be color correcting, but doesn't color correct my redness enough. So I would say this is a medium coverage, definitely not full coverage since, like I just said, I do have redness showing through. And it really is drying down to a matte kind of powdery finish that actually feels pretty dry on my skin. Like, it does feel like I have powder on my face. And it is looking very smooth on my skin. Like, where I have big pores along my cheek and my nose, it doesn't look like there's any pores. It's really sitting nicely and not seeping into my pores, so it does seem to have that priming effect. I'm actually very impressed by how my pores look. It looks like I don't even have pores. And this does claim to be a moisturizer, but my skin is definitely looking dry in the places where I tend to be very dry, like my chin. And I can tell that after just a little while, I'll start to have some dry patches where my skin is really dry these days. So it's not super hydrating, but wow, it took me at least 5 pumps to get this full coverage, like medium coverage, but full face foundation. And this bottle doesn't seem that big, so I really don't think this is gonna last that long. At least it was only $11. And this does also claim to be a concealer, but I just don't think the coverage is full enough, in my opinion, to be a concealer. Like where I'd want to do some spot coverage and cover my under eye circles, I'd want to go on top of this with a concealer. So I guess all in all, this foundation has good aspects and bad aspects. So I don't love it, but it's definitely not terrible. It's definitely not going to be one of my go-to foundations because I do still have some bad redness showing through. I look dry in places on my face. In my opinion, it's not a foundation that I want to wear because of the redness that shows through on my cheeks and how drying it is on my chin, but I do like how smooth it looks on my skin. I also wish that it had a sunscreen. So definitely not the worst foundation I've ever tried, but definitely not the best either. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried this and what you think of it. There's also the fact that there's only 8 shades, and I'm just really feeling like Sally Beauty in general needs to carry more shades. Even online, they only have 8 shades. So it's kind of hard to support a brand that only has 8 shades in their foundation when there's other brands out there with at least 40 shades, so that's just crazy. So I'm definitely glad that I tried this out because it did sound so intriguing to me, but now I know that this is something that I'm going to personally pass on. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see the makeup that I try every day, and I will see you tomorrow in my next video.